now. Good deal.
Technical difficulty.
That's
Really
right.
weird technical difficulty.
Reminds me of '69 when we were trying to talk to Apollo 11.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, everybody, I think we're on now. Um, this is just absolutely crazy. Okay. I gotta do at least what we gotta get on Instagram because we had such a great audience on Instagram there. So let me bring up Instagram. Folks, we're going to get that taken care of anyway. Technical difficulties. We don't have a producer, and I'm obviously not the most tech savvy mf'er in the world.
Well,
But
you're
we're
streaming on Facebook, so you got Instagram and Facebook.
all right. That's
I think
good. Let me
Riverside
get.
platforms just probably got a glitch in it, brother. It
Yeah,
does.
there's some kind of weird because it won't. It for the third week in a row. It won't go. It won't link to X either. There's something wrong with the X link there. And before, like about an hour ago, I was on X getting it reconnected, and it looked like it was all reconnected, ready to roll. But evidently, that's not the problem. Anyway, everybody, why I'm doing this, I'm going to do a little talking here. Welcome to the Red Friday podcast. Alan Beal, CEO of Armed Forces Brewing Company, here with my buddy Anthony Big Country Stevens in the house, all the way from Florida, the beautiful free state of Florida. And we got lots to talk about, Anthony. And we're going to start it out. You have like a huge announcement. But before you make that announcement, we picked up a whole bunch of new followers on Facebook this week with the Olympic game and all that, hockey and all that kind of stuff. A lot of great patriotism out there. Why don't you give everybody who's listening a little bit of a background on yourself? Because you are a veteran, a awesome cuddler.
Oh Lord, the Navy on me quick, didn't you,
Go
brother?
ahead. I didn't serve. Go ahead, Anthony.
Uh, you know, military veteran, Desert Storm combat vet, medic. Many years in support ancillary to the sheriff's office here locally as a medic, and have done a lot of work, volunteer work, and had the privilege of working with some great patriots, over the last couple of years with Patrick Byrne, the America Project, Tom Homan, the current border czar.
Yeah.
Got the absolute honor to travel with General Flynn and his staff over the break between President Trump in 45 and 47. And everybody else has moved on. And I had semi-retired here in South Choppy, Florida, and started a fishing show, Fish and Flow, So doing some barbecue and fishing.
Awesome. So a little bit about your military service. Tell everybody a little bit more about that. I mean, you're a deployed veteran.
Deployed, yeah, nothing at the operator tier
You killed
level.
Bin Laden.
I was a medic and infantry medic. Served over in Germany for 4 years. They had to kick me out. Told me if I didn't get on the plane, they were going to put me in jail. I absolutely loved Friedberg and Third Armored Division, and went to San Antonio, hung around in San Antonio, taught some in San Antonio. Then we got deployed to Desert Storm, Desert Shield, and did a little stint there. Came back, went to Benning after school and did another school, and stayed at Benning and ETS'd out of Benning on the drawdown. So pretty cool, pretty good
Wow.
duty. Yeah.
Wow. So you have, gosh, I've been on several missions with you, if you will. We went down to the border and down to Eagle Pass, Texas. Fed a whole bunch, thousands or over 1,000 Texas National Guard troops and
Yep.
Border Patrol agents and sheriff's deputies in Arizona, and we've done all gosh, coordinating together on with a whole bunch of other people on Asheville during Hurricane Helena, and buddy. You're just an incredible American, and you are in tune to what's going on in the country. And why don't you tell everybody what's happening down in Florida with you? This is a big
Well,
announcement, you guys.
I've always been the logistics guy and the volunteer. We've got a congressman, Mr. Dr. Neil Dunn, who's not going to run for his district here after his term's up in January. So I have thrown my hat in the ring against 7 other gentlemen for Congressional District 2 in the state of Florida. We're going to try.
Wow.
We're going to run for Congress. We're going to win it, and we're going to have a great time doing it. And we're going to bring our district back to our district. We're going to take our district to Washington instead of bringing Washington stuff back down here. So we've got a good chance to win. I'm a little hoarse. I've been talking all day.
Been shaking hands and kissing babies?
No, not kissing no babies, man. Not with these petri dishes nowadays. It's a biological chemical warfare out there with influenza and COVID and RSV. So we have had a good time. We've had a great response. We've been building out the team for the last week, and we got some great support coming in. Ken Mayo, the entire TAP team, just about. Mike Spalding, Jason Ladd, who's also with Fish and Flow, as well as Carl Johnson, who's with Fish and Flow, and Amanda Freitas, who's I don't even know what Amanda does anymore. She's all over
everything.
From Largo to New York to New Jersey. She is absolutely incredible and all over the place. And Jeff Reynolds, he is the you'll meet Jeff. Hopefully we can have him on one night. He's from up north. He's a writer for I can't remember the name of the company he's writing for, but he's with PJ Media and a couple other major papers. And he's just a good, solid conservative, man.
Wow. So in case you just joined us and you didn't hear this, Anthony Stevens, right here, Big Country, has just announced he is running for Congress in the 2nd Congressional District of Florida. And what is that? What's the congressional district there? That's Tallahassee. Am I right? Panama City?
It's the largest geographical district in Florida. We run 16 counties, almost to Pensacola and almost to Jacksonville. I'm still studying the terrain. CD2 is just a huge, large. We've got a lot of forest. We've got a lot of open land and very little population, except in Bay County, Leon County, Lake City, those areas. So we're very, very sparsely populated here.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is exciting. So primary is when?
Primary's in August. We've got until May to qualify, and that's through either getting a little over 2,000 signatures. They're telling me to get 3,500 because they throw quite a few of them out, and quite a few of them are not legitimate, which I'm glad. I'm glad that they're checking signatures, but we're in the free state of Florida, brother. Our governor don't play, Our legislature doesn't play, and our attorney general damn sure doesn't play.
Neither do your sheriffs down there.
Oh man, we got the greatest constitutional sheriffs in the world, man, awesome. Or in the country. The rest of the world isn't blessed to have constitutional sheriffs. I've spoken with a couple today, and have some meetings next week when the team comes in. But we just got a great community. We have our spots that sometimes you just shake your head and get through them. But we got great constitutional sheriffs and just an incredible part of the world, part of the country, and this part of Florida. We're still old Florida.
You're still what?
We're still old Florida. We're native Florida. I was born and raised and grew up and moved in and out, with military and job service, but been all around the world twice, man. I come back here. Absolutely love it.
Wow. Okay, so we've got website up. We've got that running that we can direct everybody to, right?
Yep, I'm seeing some comments coming in. We got some people monitoring. We got Mike Soderberg. He's monitoring. He said he's on
Yeah.
Facebook. So we do have some live streams.
Good, good, good. We're still, yeah, there's some, I'm not sure exactly sure what the heck is the problem. It kind of pisses me off because I can't get X and I can't get Instagram. It's showing live stream on my LinkedIn, which is great, Armed Forces Facebook, awesome, and YouTube. The other ones are not available to connect at the moment, which kind of pisses me off, bud.
Well, you're recording, so you
Yeah,
have,
we'll have to post these on those other. We'll have to post this on those other social media channels. Anyway,
yeah,
all right.
trying to
So
build the plane in flight tonight.
say what now?
We're trying to build the plane in flight tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll tell you what. The State of the Union came up, Mister running for Congress, and I got to tell you, I am excited for you, and I'm excited for Florida, and I'm just excited for the country to have you running for Congress. And we're gonna help let people get to know you that are in your district, you know, and get you elected. Because I'm telling you what, that district, they need you
Well,
there.
I
They
think
need you there.
we've got we've got a few good guys running. I'm not going to knock any of them. I just think that I've got a better policy and a better ties to this district. So
Without a doubt.
yeah, I
And
mean,
let's talk about some policies.
okay, well,
Let's
don't
talk
drill
about.
too hard because we're still putting a lot of
Sure.
it there.
Oh
So
yeah.
I
Sure,
mean, we're
sure. But
4 days into this, 7 days after a decision.
yeah, let's just do some basic stuff right now. I'm sure you're going to have all that stuff, your platform up there on your website gradually.
Right.
Um, but let's just go over some. I think we just got done with the State of the Union. It was an incredible State of the Union. And it was patriotic, and I think the president covered a lot of economic accomplishments. Um, Talked about the border and where we're at with that, and I mean he went. It was almost 2 hours, or was 2 hours. You know, it was a long one,
It was.
and so patriotic with the Medal of Honor recipients
Oh,
and the Purple Hearts.
that was incredible to see W5 and the staff
Yeah,
sergeant from DC.
and the
Um,
Olympic team coming in, and it was amazing.
it was.
But let's talk about some policy stuff real quick. The world according to Anthony, because I love your world,
We love
and
the world.
being a business owner, as our 11,000 plus shareholders, which you are one in Armed
Right.
Forces Brewing Company, the economy drives uh, most of our success. We're a manufacturing company, and we don't want $4 a gallon for gas. We
Yeah.
need $1.99 or $2.69 for gas. The world revolves around oil, and so does manufacturing, and in many ways. And yeah, there's some tariffs in place. I was looking at the cans, the aluminum cans, and the cost has gone up 25% on aluminum cans. Where it raised our actual can cost about a penny, 1.25 cents per can. So we're a quarter more on a case of beer on the cost, but we've saved so much money in logistics and other things like that because of the gas prices going down. So there's a lot of give and take, and I think on the show we're going to do an economics panel here and get somebody from the Brewers Association here and sit down with a panel and talk about the economics of manufacturing, specifically the beer industry. But what are some of your bullet points, if you will, policies that you are going to really get into?
On the economy?
Yeah.
On the economy, man, everybody says, I'm going to go to Congress, I'm going to go to DC, and I'm going to change things. You're not going to change anything. You may have a little bit of influence, and, it's a national attitude to change anything. People are going to have to come together. But let's go back to the economy. People want instant satisfaction and gratification. It's not going to happen. What the president's done with tariffs is he's basically bringing, industry and manufacturing back to this country. I hear, numbers where it's $1,500 a year more for a family to live just on basic subsidies. Okay, $1,500 a year, but how many jobs come back in on that $1,500 a year? How many plants are being manufactured? How many manufacturing jobs are going to be created after the building of these factories? You can't throw a switch on Friday and have everybody at the auto manufacturer turning wrenches on Monday. It doesn't happen. You got to get the infrastructure in place. You got to get all the supply chains in place. And
yeah,
I was talking to a guy yesterday at the auto shop, and he says that they are just catching hell trying to get 1980s, 1990s aftermarket parts for fixing cars, because all of that was outsourced to Korea and outsourced to China. And but he said that they're starting to actually come back into the States now and build these plants for aftermarket parts. So how many thousands of jobs is that?
Yeah, no kidding. And let me throw in one little point here back onto the aluminum cans for the beer industry. 30% of the cans that come into the country are from Canada. Okay, the other 70%, I know we were getting cans from China. I don't think anybody's buying cans from China anymore because the tariffs are so high. They're higher than 25%. They might be 50% to China. So 70% of the aluminum cans in the United States, according to the Brewers Association and Brewbound magazine, are recycled cans, aluminum cans, right here in the United States of America. So there's your fix. Start bumping up your recycling, endeavors.
And that's ironic. You look at the copper and steel and the aluminum. A year ago, all of it was being taken to major ports, loaded on boats, scrapped out, and shipped over to China to their plants. I mean, what sense does that make? That's our resources. That's our metal, and as they say, aluminum is, it's 100% recyclable every time. So hopefully we'll get the plants here, get our guys up there running the furnaces and pressing the metal.
What about, let's see, because you and I, we talked a little bit about this earlier this morning or this afternoon. There's a bunch of issues I know you're going to get into here, where as you're putting you and your team are putting your platform together and everything. And we talked about, gas and the affordability, if you will, and where that's going. But also we talked about veterans issues as well.
Veterans issues, suicide, veteran, or not even just veterans, but military, E1s, E4s, E5s, E6s, trying to raise a family of 4. Still on food stamps. The price of food has come down across some of the markets. Beef's up, pork's down, chicken's down, eggs down, seafood's up, because we were importing so much seafood from overseas.
Yeah.
But we've got to work on veteran suicide. One thing that one of the congressmen, Luttrell, made a statement yesterday, and it hit me. We have 22 to 30 veterans a day commit suicide, and no one had ever hit me like Luttrell did when he said, well, how about the dependents? How about the wives? How about the husbands? How many of those? He's trying to get the numbers scraped together, but all this 22 a day talk, we've never heard the 22 a day plus the dependent count.
Wow.
And that's significant. And I think he said 1 every 8 minutes or something like that, as far as a immediate family of a veteran commits suicide.
Wow.
I have to go back and look that, but it really made me stop and look. I had always been the veterans. The veterans. Well, the veteran's spouse, the veteran's family are just as much a damn patriot and a veteran as the veteran,
Yeah.
It really hit me. So that's something I really want to look at. We've all done, volunteer work. We've done the best we can. We've thrown millions and millions and millions of dollars at veteran suicide. But again, how much of it actually makes it to the veteran? How much makes it to the program? How much is caught in the middle by the middleman and, stolen? I mean, my God, look at the amount of fraud we're finding right now. So we've got to work on
Man.
suicide. There's new therapies coming up every day. I shared one with you, and and it's not FDA approved, but the vets I'm talking with, some of these programs absolutely swear by it.
Can we say
So
what that program is?
yeah, go ahead. I got
Yeah, the NAD.
the NAD program,
Yeah.
absolutely. NAD therapy is an IV therapy that basically rejuvenates the RNA out from the cell, all the way through the nerves, the gray matter. I've got a couple of GB buddies that have taken it, and I'm not going to mention any names, but they've called me and they're like, "Man, I feel like a new man. I'm not drinking. I'm not hurting.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not angry." And I don't understand the pharmacokinetics of this or the pathophysiology of how it works, but damn, it works.
Yeah.
And these guys aren't going to BS you. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
reason to. And they're paying for this out of their own pocket. The Boone Cutler Foundation is raising,
Yes.
yes, Boone Cutler's Foundation, um, is raising money to help these veterans get the stem cell therapy that the VA, the federal government, the Medicare doesn't pay for. And they're paying for these, I call them off the shelf therapies that are working. So you guys get a chance, go look up the Boone Cutler Foundation. A friend of mine, Boone's a solid patriot. He passed last year up in DC. But the treatments, I mean, I can't believe the response I'm hearing from these vets, and it's costing them $3,800
Yeah.
for the week of IV infusion out of their pocket.
Are they going to another country to get this? Like the guys that are doing Ibogaine have to go to Mexico.
Yeah,
Right now.
exactly. But this is being done right here in Florida, and I believe my friend went to Dothan, Alabama, or somewhere right there in Alabama.
Wow.
It's it's like they fought us on ivermectin. You know,
Yeah.
and by God, look at it now. I mean, look at what they're finding on the research for cancer and
Yeah.
COVID prevention on ivermectin. So
Yeah.
damn
We
government.
we have tools. We have tools. We have scientific tools out there that they've been testing that will help veterans. They don't have the will in Congress to get this stuff done. They don't have the will to pass it. There's too much BS going on.
Well, not
And
only do they
you
have
know,
not have the will, but they're lazy as hell.
ah,
Look at the SAVE Act that our friend Scott Pressler. I talked to Scott the other day, and we text back and forth. I mean, this man has been out there just basically spearheading the SAVE Act, and he's fighting with everybody, the Republicans, the Democrats. I mean, and what was the data that came in is 86% of America, both Democrat and Republican, support the SAVE Act.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
Congress and the Senate, Congress got it passed up to the Senate, but now the Senate's just, melancholy about it. So
amazing,
what the hell do you do?
isn't it? What do
But
we
let's,
do? We elect people like you to Congress. That's what we do, America.
well,
That's
the people that watch your
what we
podcast
do.
used to see me with my beard down to here, my fishing shirt on, and having a good time. Got my barbecue buddies in the studio with me. But
Nice.
I don't want to go up there and fight. I don't want to be I damn sure don't want to be a politician. I want to be a statesman, brother. I mean, I want to, Reagan had the 80-20 rule. He said, if you can work with 80% of somebody, you can work with them. Or if you can agree 80% of the time you can work with them, hell, I'll take 10%. If I can agree
Yeah.
with you on 10%, I'm not going to sit there and dog cuss you. I'm going to work with you to get what's best for this country and for Florida and for my district done. So, I mean, it's just frustrating. And, you know, now I've got people calling me, telling me, man, it's just horrible up there. You're going to get up there. You're going to get caught in the crew. And, you know, I've got, I've committed to the TAP team, and, you know, my guys, you
Yep.
know, um, Michael, Jason, and wasn't there another Jason? You know, we're all going up there, roll up there together, you know. And these guys, you know, they're not scared. You know, they'll take a position and we'll dig in.
Wow. I am looking at some comments here.
You know, but we're talking, you know, politics. We're talking um, policies on stuff that is just going to be an absolute fist fight. But one of the things that is my number one issue is going to be kids, man.
Let's talk about that because we talked about that on the show last week.
Did you?
Child sex trafficking. Yeah, we did.
I must admit, I wasn't on last week, was I?
No, you were busy planning this shindig and this announcement.
That's right. No,
Yeah,
you know, we've learned over the last 4 years, you know, what we saw at the border was absolutely horrible. You know, and those aren't even American children, but by God, they're still children. I don't care where they come from. They are children. They are the most precious resource any country, any nation has, you know. But our children in this country has to be protected in this district. I mean, you know, I look at the news and read the prompts out of the panhandle, and Jesus, it's like pedophile alley through here, you know,
yeah,
rape, child abductions and child trafficking, and you know, down the corridor to Orlando and out from Texas. And you know, we've got to protect our children. We got to protect them from the blood and bone predators, but we've got to protect them from AI. We've absolutely got to get some initiatives up to protect the children from AI. I mean, AI is going to be a great tool, but it's going to also be a deadly, dangerous tool for predators when they learn to
of
manipulate.
course.
So, you know, law and order, you know, when the president said, please stand for, or you guys that believe that the number one job of the federal government or the government is to protect the American citizens, please stand. I mean, half them dumbasses sit there. How can you sit there? Because they're talking about the children. They're talking about our women, our vulnerable. So children are absolutely the child trafficking. You know, do you ever talk to Sawman?
Yeah, yeah. I've been on a couple podcasts with him lately, and I follow him
Mhm.
on LinkedIn and watch very closely. And he's out there getting the bad guys. I mean, he's just he's posting every week about the bad guys that they're getting out on these missions they're going on. We need to have him on the podcast to talk about that. And and a lot of veterans like yourself are getting involved in those groups that are
Well,
hunting down these pedophile rings.
you know, you got to ask yourself, you know, you got all these groups, you know, vets out there, vet groups, retired cops, federal agents fighting these pedophiles and these sick bastards. And you're just like, will they never run out of targets. I mean, they get one
Yeah,
area, they saturate one area for a couple of weeks and then they move on. And it's just as bad when they come back a year later. I
yeah.
mean, you know, I don't want to see therapy. I don't, you know, I want to see these pedophiles and these rapists, the women that are raped and the children, they need all the help they can get. But I want to see these pedophiles and these rapists, man, a tall tree, a short rope, and a whip. I mean, they're non-curable. You know, they have a mental disorder. And the only way to effectively keep them from hurting someone else again as a pedophile is to put them in prison for life or the death penalty. And I fully support either or.
Um, that that I don't know that system that pedophile system, whatever you want. It is national. It is deep state.
It's
It is
world.
extensive and has been for decades.
Yes.
Uh, all the way up to the highest levels, of government, and I mean,
corporations. I mean,
corporations, law enforcement, everything. And we talked about that last week on the Red Freddy podcast about that, because I've done some
when I
private
was
investigation into that.
one of the conversations Tom and I used to have quite frequently, and it just gnawed at him, was that there were 200,000 missing children.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, that was the countable ones that had been put into the system by our government, by the Biden administration, without any type of DNA verification, any type of familial connection, and they disappeared. What happened to those children? And Tom said on an interview a couple of months ago, we're going to find the ones that we can find, which is pretty much a duh, but, he thinks 25 to 30% of them are dead already.
Wow. Yeah, folks that are watching and listening, it's massive, these pedophile rings. It is dark, it is underground, it is protected, it is extensive. You don't realize how extensive it is.
Yeah.
And how huge it is. There's, I think here in Dallas, Texas, they busted a ring of 200 plus people just recently. That's just one, like our friend Stallman is out there with his group busting people. There are, I don't know how many on Instagram and TikTok now. I don't know how many. There's like a pedo group, hunting group in each city.
Good.
in the United States now that are doing decoys, and look at Chris Hansen's program.
Oh my God.
I mean, and if you watch those clips, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. I mean, it's crazy. Why are we not protecting our children in the United States of America against this? I have no idea. I don't get it.
Children,
except for
victims of violent crime, victims of drug crimes. It's like, Derek Maltz got him and Jason Jones, Tom Homan, Victor Avila, all lobbied so hard to get the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. They got that designation. Then they lobbied and got fentanyl and other chemicals listed as weapons of mass destruction. Well, in my opinion, if you are a drug dealer from the cartel selling fentanyl in the United States, there should be a target on your head, and you should be able to be shot immediately as a foreign terrorist on American soil deploying a weapon of mass destruction. Period. End of story. I mean, you've been designated as a terrorist organization, and you've now utilized a chemical weapon of mass destruction, a WMD. I just don't comprehend it. We pass these laws and not a damn thing gets done with them.
Yeah. Something that came across here it might have been 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I know Florida passed a strict law about raping kids under 12 and under, I think. Yeah. But they missed the 13 to 17-year-old age range. I'm like, what about them? I think a lot of people are wondering about that.
Year-old that's mentally challenged that actually is a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Rapes, dead's dead. I don't care if they rape someone and murder someone 18 to 80, it's the same as it is. It's more horrible to see a child go through it, but you're right. I mean, but we've got to jam up governor. I think if, given the power, if I was king for a day or our governor was king for a day, they'd be gone. Period.
Yeah. Well, let's get Sawman on here. I know you're going to be busy campaigning and all that kind of stuff, but we should get Sawman on here.
I'll reach out to him. I've got to reach out to him next week anyway.
Okay. Let's get him on here.
I'll call him. He's just a solid guy, man. But it's like he's been on back-to-back task force lately. So
big time.
He's just amazing, man. He is amazing. There's no quit in the man. So anyway, we're going, my thing is let's protect our kids from the pedophiles, the murderers, the rapists, the traffickers. Let's protect them from AI,
Yeah.
I was talking to a gentleman in AI the other day, and he said the good thing about AI is that AI can now actually track these people. They can help us, so AI is a double-edged sword there. You go in and take big balls from Elon Musk and say, write me a program that says, everything that comes through X, everything that goes through Twitter, through Facebook, run the algorithm and flag potential pedophiles and shoot it to task force. So, they're taking the human work hour element out of it with AI to a degree, but, we've got to change the mentality in this nation, because neighbors across the street know what the hell's going on and they don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You know,
And the judiciary is, I just,
they they got it in their hand, enforce it.
don't get it.
Well, I don't know what the administration, Reagan dumped all the mental health out in the streets. And I absolutely love Reagan. But that was one of his biggest mistakes, was getting rid of the mental institutions, the insane asylums. I've worked in criminal forensics. I've worked in the state hospitals. Those people need to be in there. Yeah, we would turn them out with a Greyhound bus ticket, $100 bill, a bag lunch, and send them from Chattahoochee, Florida to Miami, Florida. And in between, they'd end up in jail before they got to Miami because they done hurt somebody or, something crazy. I mean, you can have institutionalized mental health patients and be, what am I looking for? It not be punitive, but give them a better life than what they're living on the streets without the medications and the availability to take care of themselves.
I gotta ask, dude, because I think it's going to be, I think it's coming, and even President Trump has said he's now directed the Department of War to release and the Director of National Intelligence to release the files and everything. I think it's going to be big. You're running for Congress, my man. What about this UFO shit? What about it? I mean,
man, there you go.
Sometimes it feels stupid that we're talking about it because it's been such a myth for so long, but this is real shit.
This is probably the 5th time I've made my statements on the podcast. I think we were absolutely naive to think in this massive universe, this galaxies, in infinity, that we're the only intelligent life force out there. And who knows, man? I have, God created the earth and the heavens in 7 days, but it didn't say he stopped here. What's out there? I fully believe there's intelligent life out there. And, especially with Musk and them, Bezos and all getting ready to push the limits on the moon landing and Mars, and in 100 years, where will we be? Pulling soil samples, or pissing off somebody like old James Kirk does on Star Trek. First encounter. So
live long and prosper.
Absolutely.
So, I want to know, do they like beer? I want to know, what? Okay, Mr. Alien from, whatever planet. What's your beverage of choice? I mean,
in the movies, aren't they always drinking, like whiskey or Vulcan?
Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some blue-colored beverage.
It's crazy, man.
I just think it's going to change the world big time. It's going to change how we do things, and it'll be interesting. I can just see it now. There's going to be a lot of new beer styles and beer labels and all sorts of stuff with UFOs and aliens on it. It's really going to be interesting to see what happens.
Absolutely. I think that's a more feasible theory than, there's a subgroup or subspecies living beneath the planet down around the core of the earth. I think that the probability of alien life and intelligent life is definitely Probable, not possible. I think it's probable, but will we see it in our lifetime? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think it's coming. I think it's coming. I think
Yeah.
it's coming. You're gonna be when you get to Congress. You're gonna be in skiffs talking to, or maybe by then, who knows? I don't know.
Well,
We'll see.
brother,
We'll
honestly,
see.
it would be great to know if you can give me a 2-minute read and let me read it and move on to taking care of the kids, taking care of law enforcement,
Love it.
feeding them home. I could give a shit less. There's nothing I can do if the aliens are out there. There's nothing that big country can do. I can take them fishing, take them hunting.
Yep.
Hell, I'll take them on a gator hunt. The movies I
Well,
say they
I,
like a gator. So,
but there supposedly there's a species of aliens out there that might be a little lizard like or something. You might offend them if you start hunting gator, taking them gator hunting.
okay. Well,
Could be a cousin of them or something like that. You never know.
we just have to take our chances,
God, I'm
No,
gonna be abducted tonight for saying that.
no.
Anyway,
I do think there's been some technology that can't be explained. Where did it come from? We don't know. If they're a million light years from now, we don't know when they launched it. Our Earth's billions of years old.
yeah.
But look at the evolution of our technology over the last 30 years, man. Gene Roddenberry said, if I can think of it on Star Trek and put it on the TV, you're going to see it in real life in 20 years.
And exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, Jesus, look how much it's. I remember when we got the Motorola brick phone back in the 80s. You remember that thing? It was like, golly, it was 5 pounds coming a satchel, and you got out of the vehicle and you had your first satellite phone, and people's heads were exploding, skin was melting off from the radiation and everything. So now I got a phone that's the size of my thumb. I can literally put on my shoulder and it goes into the it's like, Jesus, we're spoiled. It's amazing. But no, man, getting into the skiffs and all that, I got no interest. I got to go take care of our district. I've got to take care of our state, and I've got to take care of our nation. But I want to go to DC and fight for what's ours.
Yeah.
And when I say what's ours, I mean Panhandle, Florida first. Florida first, second, and United States. There's enough of them working on it. I can't do much about it, but give my vote and my support. But I can damn sure get up there and get what is owed to the Florida Panhandle. Yeah.
So we are taking comments and questions. If you just join us, yes, Anthony Stevens, Army veteran, has announced his candidacy for District 2, the congressional district in Florida. He's running for Congress, folks.
Hey, brother, we got a on Jason Hoyt from out in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Glad to hear you're running for Congress. Good.
Thank you.
Holly Kinzer's on. Glad you mentioned Jesus, of course. Barry Connolly. I mean, I know Barry Connolly. Not that it's not an important topic. Well, most assuredly is. But are we here to discuss beer and the status of the company, or the extra constitutional execution of pedophiles? I love that comment. Barry, he's a salty sailor.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I know him. Barry, we get veterans on here, and we talk about all sorts of topics from we're gonna get Craig Salmon Sawyer on here, who's hunting down the pedophiles in our country. He's a veteran. He'll come on the show. I've been on some podcasts with him, but we talk about a lot of those topics there, Barry, and we've talked about beer here earlier, and we talk about beer. The state of the company. I guess, Anthony, I can mention the state of the company. Here's what I can say. We filed a official complaint to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We have an attorney. The company has an attorney now. Nothing you haven't heard, seen, read. I'm sorry, in your shareholder updates. And we are going after these people in Norfolk, Virginia. And we're going to pursue that. And there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I cannot talk about on here by the advice of our attorney. So, but I can tell you this: keep watching because this is going to get real. I think it's a big story, and I think media is going to pick it up, big country, because it is a big story.
Yes, and you had a good conversation with a couple of attorneys via email that you told me about today, which is very promising.
Yeah, we've got some groups, if you will, national groups that have taken interest in our story, and I think this is going to blow up into something, and the public will get the facts, and our shareholders will get some justice and some return on their investment that they made. We need to get some of our losses back that were caused by this group. So anyway, that's as much as we'll say about it right now. Keep watching because there's a lot of stuff coming on. We were all going to put a press release out, but there's some lawyering going on behind the scenes, so we got to wait on the press release. Anyway, and that's what we're talking about. That's the state of the company. So our beer is you can buy Preamble, and I've been getting Anthony, I've been getting raving reviews about the Preamble from people that have bought it online from Nick and Mo's liquor store in Lakeland, Florida.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah. And
today cleaning out one of my trunks is my tap handles.
Oh, you got your tap handles?
Yeah, my tap handle when we shut down the restaurant.
So we're trying to bounce back from this as fast as we can. It is an undertaking. After Norfolk, and we're working as hard as we can. So our beer's available at Nick and Mo's in Lakeland, Florida. You can either get it on the shelf there, or you can go and purchase it online. That ships to 43 states and DC. So you can go to our Facebook. You can go to probably any of our social media channels and look at the post that's pinned at the top. There's a link there to go and buy the beer. So that's the status of the company. We're what now?
What's the next batch that's going to drop?
Grunt Double IPA. Had so many requests for that. And it was kicking ass in sales too. It was just kicking. I mean, it was moving up the ladder. It overtook Cat Shot, and then it started to overtake, Preamble, and so, and that's that high octane stuff, that 9.5 ABV.
That's good. It was good.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Anthony Stevens running for Congress in Congressional District number 2 in Florida. So just to recap, the primary's coming up in August, and how many are running in the primary on the Republican side?
3 Democrats, and as of yesterday, I think there were 8 Republicans running.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be an uphill battle, and hopefully everybody will stay civil. I mean, one of the things about is, we tear each other apart, and then as soon as the game it's a damn game is what it is. As soon as the game's over, oh, that's my best buddy, and bullshit. True character in the primary. I don't want to go out here and argue with these guys about what they've done 20 years ago or did 5 years ago. I could care less. I want to know what you're going to do when you go to DC for my damn district, my county, my city, my state, and my country. Don't take your special interest up there. Don't, go up there and join the AOC Pelosi retirement plan. That's not what we're sending you up there for. I want to go when I win. I want to go to DC, and I want them to say, "Don't even call Stevens. He don't want to talk. He doesn't want to talk to you. He's in his own little world with his own group of guys, and all he cares about is that damn panhandle of Florida." That's the
Well, uh, you're one of us, dude.
Brother, I bet
you know.
I got to laughing the other day. Somebody said, "Well, how much you gonna put?" Well, I got one guy over in Bay County. He's an attorney, and he made really good money, from what I understand, on some software sales. And he funded his last campaign against Rick Scott. And I was told, I haven't seen the papers yet, that it was in excess of $2 million. And they said, "Well, how much you gonna put in yours?" I said, "Well, I opened my checking account with 100."
$100.
With $100, yeah. And like I said, I'm from this area, man. If I can find all my cousins and nephews and nieces, hell, I got this whooped if I can talk. Well, if they're not in jail, I got them into voting for me. We got it whooped up here in North Florida. But man, it's a different world up here, and the carpetbaggers and the special interests that are coming into our state, they are just absolutely going to ruin it. They are going to ruin it. And we got a gentleman in the race, and I spoke with him the other day, and he's an absolute hero, and I love the guy to death. Met him like 12, 15 years ago when he come back from Afghanistan. He took a really bad hit there. Solid guy. And everybody's like, "Well, why don't you just back him?" I said, "Because I can do better." I feel that I can do better. We traveled, and man, I got up there and walked those halls of Congress, because we were bringing in whistleblowers, and, Patrick Byrne was sending us up there with stuff, and
Yeah.
Carl Johnson and all the guys. We were in and out of Congress, down in the tunnels. And, for a boy like me, that was pretty amazing. But then I got to understand, it's not the sewer that's the stench. The stench comes up from the house above the tunnel, that damn house in that Senate. It is just rancid and infested with corruption, and people just don't give a damn. They're up there to make their money. Not all of them. There's some good guys, man. You got Clay Higgins out of Louisiana, dude. If we could clone him and Gordon, and everybody's got an opinion. Oh, this guy's a listen. You can't please. If you're married for 50 years, I bet you got 60% of argument in the house and 40% of actual agreement on topics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's some heroes and patriots up there, brother, but for the majority, man, it's a cesspool. And one thing I want to tell everybody, I'm here. Terms are 2 years. I'll do 8 and get out. I swear, I'll do 8 and get the hell out. Hopefully I'm a placeholder, and we'll get someone that's a lot stronger and a lot younger, down the road. And if they do, I'll be out before 8. I'm just not happy with the field we got now, to be honest.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, okay. Primary's coming up in August.
Yep. I talk a lot.
That's a good thing. We're listening. We are listening. That's a good thing. Anyway, there he is, Anthony Stevens, running for Congress. Big announcement today on the Red Friday podcast. Love it, love it, love it. 2nd Congressional District in Florida.
And when we win, we're going up there, and we're going to hold a fish fry right there in the National Mall on the pond. We'll catch our fish out. Have a good old fish fry right there in the front in the National Mall.
And Armed Forces Brewing Company beer.
There you go. There you go. And we got to bring in our buddies out of, just Fireside Distillery. We got to have some brown water up there because it'll be cold.
Have some brown water. Yeah, absolutely.
Some of their bourbon.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Speaking
and, honestly, here I am running for Congress and talking like this. I don't even drink. You got to get that.
I'm on my way to DC. I will be on my way to DC here tomorrow, so I'm going to be there for a while, and it's closer to Norfolk, Virginia.
Right. Where are you gonna make that stop in Nashville?
With all the going, yeah, lots of stuff going on. Anyway, uh, spread the word. This won't be the last time we talk to Anthony on here. He's gonna be busy, busy, busy campaigning for a while. But you heard the announcement here, and we'll keep checking in. We'll get links to your website when you're ready to roll, and
It's up. Elect big
it's
time.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. I got this high tech guy out of Texas. That's my strategist and my consultant.
Yeah.
No, he thought he was country until he started dealing with me. So he is a good dude, but I think I'm about to make him lose his mind. They're in a primary out there. Are you tracking what's going on out there with
yeah, Texas,
and Greg Abbott and Tony Gonzalez and Machine Gun?
all of it.
I
Yeah.
think Machine Gun, Trump pulled his endorsement for Tony Gonzalez.
It is the Wild West out here. I'm telling you, things are shifting, and oh boy, the commercials are out just nonstop, Cornyn and all that stuff.
Well,
So
you're
there's a lot.
Worth, so you're not seeing the Gonzalez
No.
commercials. He's down San Antonio to Eagle Pass.
Yeah.
I just typed in my stuff and I've done made what is this? This is a mullet wrapper. Never mind. I thought big paper. They done got me in the newspaper. But yeah, it's look up Anthony Big Country Stevens for Congress. Guys, I need all the help we can get because I'm going to be selling barbecue out of the side of a barbecue trailer to help pay for this. And
I love it. Grassroots, man. Grassroots.
We're going to go feed some pulled pork and some ribs and talk to people and sit on the back porch of the smoker and meet people, Wish.
Awesome. Send more veterans to Congress. That's what I say.
Or more fishermen and barbecue guys and veterans.
There you go.
Look, I need some company up there, man. These guys up there, they take themselves so damn serious. It's like, you was a waitress and now you're $25 million rich and been in Congress for 7 years. And I know y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right. They just
amazing, isn't it?
Why can't they just go up there and take, if people would go take care of their damn district, take care of their state and take care of their constituents and not get involved other than casting the vote, read the bills. Well, for one, they don't even read the damn bills. Yeah. You get 72 hours to read a 350 or 1,000-page bill. And, Nancy Pelosi's infamous statement that you got to pass it to read it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you can bet your sweet butt, and as God is my witness, I'll be sitting right there on the House floor talking just like I am now, calling them out,
Yeah.
And they'll probably escort me out, and I'll probably get fined. Do they write tickets on the House floor?
They do an ethics investigation or something like that.
How can those ethical bastards do an ethical investigation on somebody?
Yeah, I don't know. The guy, the congressman with the cane, who they've kicked out of the State of the Union last year, and then they kicked him out like 2 minutes in this year.
He's been like that. He's out of Houston, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think you're right.
Houston.
I think he is.
That was who Theotis, DJ's dad, was running against, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and yeah. That's another thing that I've seen out there. It went viral. I think the day after the State of the Union was that DJ Daniel had died.
No, DJ's fine.
It's all over the internet. I know we've put up I've put up some stuff that's not true.
Theotis made a post yesterday on Facebook, but I talked to Ken the day that broke.
Yeah.
And Ken called Theotis, and DJ was in school.
Yeah.
You know, what is the gain in all this bullshit?
Clicks
Excuse
and
me,
likes, man.
what's the
Clicks
gain
and likes.
in this bull crap? I mean, why do people, what drives our society to be that dadgum negative and evil?
I I don't know, man. Go to Blue Sky and Reddit. You know,
I ain't going to
uh,
Blue Sky and read
whew,
it. I ain't got no need to go to Blue Sky and read it, but
I
you know,
can't, man.
the hatred in this country, the
It's
vitriol, man.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, I wish I had King for a day. I wish I could go get me a state about the size of Montana, wall it off, and bring all of us in.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
bring us in and shut the crazy out. But the thing is when you start getting congestion, you start getting the crazies, man. You know, country. You know, that son of a gun might be crazy as hell, but he don't show up to church on Sunday. Somebody done took care of him. You know.
Well, good deal. You got any closing statements, sir,
I
Mister?
do. Really statements, but guys, we've got an armada in place, and we're looking at a very, very, very serious situation in Iran. Keep women and our men in uniform in your prayers over the next couple of weeks. I mean, get down on your knees. You know,
Yeah.
these men, these women, these sailors, these Air Force, Marines, Army, you know, whoever is over there in harm's way, you pray for them because this could get ugly. You know, I believe in Hegseth. I believe in Raising Cain. I believe in Donald Trump as far as executing this mission. But the second one bullet's fired, one missile launches, our women and our men and our sailors, airmen are at risk. So please, over the next weeks, months, pray for our deployed. It's Red Friday. That's why we're here. You know, talk
Yep.
beer, talk about the women and men that are deployed, and God bless them. Thank them for their service, but pray for them. Pray for our nation, and by God, pray for the oppressed Iranians as well, the ones that
Yeah.
want
Yeah. Absolutely.
to go back to the 70s to where they were human, you know, and they weren't.
A free people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The estimate is the government's killed 35,000 of their own people there.
Bro,
Is that what
you
I've
know,
heard?
I have heard estimates as high as 60. You don't know the truth, and we won't ever
Yeah.
know the truth because, you know, back, oh God, decades ago, they were burning them, you know, in tire factories, you know. How many did they dispose of there? I mean, you know, just pray for the oppressed and pray for our men, pray for our women in uniform that are in harm's way. Is my closing statement, my ask. God
Love it.
bless. God bless America.
Yep. Ian Lake, right when you said that, he said, God bless America. That was perfect timing, you two, in the comments there. Well, Anthony, we're excited, bud. And just, I'm sure everybody on here that comes and watches every Friday are just rooting for you big time.
Well, guys,
Those,
to me on my website, you know,
yep.
or on my social media, Big Country's World, Anthony D. Stevens, Big Country for Congress or whatever. And hell, if you don't have any money, I don't, you know, I need money. I want your money. But if you don't, just reach out, tell me you support me, give me some ideas, and let's be buddies. Let's be friends. I'll let you take me fishing after I win.
There you go.
I probably
I'm
just violated an ethics.
I'm going to donate, but I want to know about UFOs right when you get there.
Buddy, we'll have to put Jick in that because, you know, Jick's on the same line with you. You know, he's one of those Green Berets that hyper intelligent and, he's into the IT and the technology. You know, I can't do a damn thing if ET wants to call home. I can't even operate my damn iPhone.
Funny shit, huh? Funny
Yeah, I mean,
stuff.
there's some things I would be very, very, very interested in, but it's more of like I want to go into the skiff and find out who's sucking 50 billion out of $1 trillion contract for the military. where's the waste going to? That's what I want to find. That's the secret
Yeah.
I want to know. And I want to know how we can prosecute them sons of bitches.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Stevens running for Congress. Anthony, thanks for being here, Big Country.
Thanks.
Reminding everybody, have a beer, and because we love our veterans, we love our military, we love our families, military families, first responders, and beer. And I'll tell you what, God bless America. Anyway, thanks for joining us on the Red Flag Podcast, and we're sorry about the technical difficulties. I still have no idea what the heck was going on with that, but it's still not exactly working right.
It's that
But anyway,
network.
what something we'll figure it out though. Anyway, all right, everybody, thank you so much for watching.
God bless.
Forever we stand with the red, white, and blue in this promised land.